So you're going to add salt to your water, and then you're going to add 9 noodles. It depends on the size of your pan. We don't want the noodles broken. So there's 9 noodles. Add those. And you're just going to follow the directions. This one says 12 to 14 minutes. So it's always good to set a timer. And we'll just kind of move those around a little bit so they don't get stuck together. It's really important that you have your water at a boil. If you put it in before the water's ready, you're going to get really soggy noodles, and no one wants it. They just become really starchy. So make sure your water's at a good boil. All right, so now we're going to ground the beef. So I just got a little oil in a spray bottle here to get it started. We're going to use about half of this package. About a pound is plenty. Got that nice and hot. Just want to break it up, move it around the pan, and we're going to add a little salt and a little pepper. Go there. Salt, a little pepper, you want to season that meat. And then just continue to break it up so that this is ground, you don't want big chunks. Move it around, you can see it starting to brown on one side. You want the brown side up. So that means the non-cooked side is down, getting to the heat. All right, we also want some onions. Take off the tops and the bottoms. I just take the knife, run a thin cut. That helps you just take off that one layer. Right down the middle. And you cut through. I don't cut all the way, just close. Then I'm not going all the way, just close again. And then turn it. And then do the same thing with the other half. We're also going to take a little bit of the pasta sauce that we have in our baking dish. We're just going to put that down. So later when we add our first layer of noodles, it doesn't sit on the bottom. So you can see that the meat's brown, but it's sitting in a lot of grease. So we want to get that grease and strain it, but we don't want to strain it down into the drain because it will become hard. You can use a lid to trap it. Okay, and we don't have to get all of it out, but we got most of it out. We're going to put that into another bowl. We're going to save some of this to cook with. Maybe add a little bit to our onions. Get most of that out. Back on the heat. Back up to medium high. Make sure it's up to temp. Quick spritz. Now you can put as many vegetables as you want in here. I'm partial to onions and mushrooms, but you can put whatever vegetables you want in. I like to cook my vegetables separately. So we're gonna do that until they kind of brown up a little bit. And then I'll cook my mushrooms. Then I'll just add them all to this. And then I'll add the sauce to this, and we'll have our meat sauce.
I'm going.
All right, so for the mushrooms, you can cut them how you want. Sometimes some people prefer slices, some people prefer to quarter them like this. It depends on how you want your mushrooms. In general, you want your slices to be the same thickness so they cook at a constant, so they cook at the same rate. It's going to look like a lot of mushrooms, but mushrooms cook down in size, so it's okay to have lots. As long as they can start off in the pan and fit, we're good. All right, so now we're ready for the mushrooms. I like to do a little bit of oil and a little bit of butter. Butter will cook away really quickly, leaving your mushrooms to burn, but the oil will last a lot longer. So when we add those mushrooms, it's going to look really full, but these will cook down a lot. They're also going to release a lot of liquid, and so it can take a while before that liquid evaporates. So sometimes I'll drain off some of those mushroom juices. All right, so sometimes you want to add garlic. I didn't put any garlic in yet. When you do, this is garlic powder. Make sure you're doing the one with the slow pour. So you can sprinkle a little garlic in there. These mushrooms are getting close. These are the same. I haven't done anything as far as adding any more butter yet or oil. So those are cooking down. I'll probably cook them down for another few minutes until they're a little bit more before adding them. All right, so our mushrooms are looking good. We're gonna take them off and add them to our onions. So like this point, you could have zucchini, you could have carrots, you could have whatever you wanted in there. I'm gonna add my sauce. I'm just gonna add that sauce, check it once in a while to make sure it's the right consistency. So I like mine a little more sauce than that. I'm just gonna add it all. I like mine to have some sauce. All right, so now we're ready to assemble. With this size pan, 3 noodles fit perfectly. That's why we chose to do 9 noodles. Then we're gonna add a layer of meat and veggies. And there's lots of different variations. You don't have to put meat in. You can make this vegetarian if you would like. Simply omit the meat. Okay, so we got a layer. Ricotta cheese. So this goes a little slowly, so sometimes we'll just do this. But we want nice big chunks of ricotta in there. These will add nice flavor. Okay. And you can spread it out more. Take your time. We're also going to want mozzarella. I try to save a little bit more for the top layer than I do for that layer. Another layer of noodles. Now, something that we like to do is we like to add spinach as a layer. Spinach cooks down a lot. I'll make sure all those noodles are covered so they don't dry out. But nice healthy layer of spinach in here. This will cook down a lot. Obviously this is optional, you don't have to do that. But if you're trying to get some veggies in, this will go a long ways. Okay. All right, so we got it assembled. We're gonna put some aluminum foil on top. We have the oven preheating at 350. We're gonna bake it for about 20 minutes with aluminum on. Then we're gonna take it off and let that cheese brown. So first we're gonna let it heat up. Everything inside here is already cooked. So we're gonna put this in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes, then we'll check on it, take off the top, and let that cheese brown. All right, we're gonna put the lasagna in for 20 minutes. Got a timer going, I'm just gonna leave it a little bit longer to set up the timer on my phone. It's been there for about 20 minutes. Let's take off the aluminum foil. And put it back in for about another 10 minutes. So I like to have it maybe go up to a broil. So this is a low broil, 450. That gives it more radiant heat. It's gonna make that cheese brown up and melt faster. All right, so now that you can see it's starting to brown nicely on top, make sure you have a hot glove, hot pad. Take it out. Set it on a surface that can have hot plates. Wait a few minutes and you're ready to cut it up and serve. When you do cut it up, remember the noodles are this way, so there's natural lines to cut in. So here and here, cut 2 lines and then cut this way.